Yeah, I can hear you. Hello, welcome to News Centre. I'm Parikshit Luthra. Today we turn the spotlight on the role of the Election Commission in the run-up to the Lok Sabha polls. Apart from ensuring free and fair elections, one of its other big mandate is to ensure a key level playing field for all parties during the campaigning season. The recent arrest of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in a liquor policy-related probe coming weeks ahead of the general election has raised eyebrows, with several opposition parties alleging that the central agencies were acting at the ruling party's behest. The Election Commission, which also acts as a third umpire during the election, had in 2019 issued an advisory to the Revenue Secretary strongly advising that the enforcement actions during the election period should be absolutely neutral, impartial and non-discriminatory. The neutrality of the central agencies has come under a cloud of doubt for the following reasons. As per a report by the Indian Express, enforcement probes against a number of politicians have been put in cold storage after they switched over to the BJP over the last few years. Yes, this indeed is a big political story. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi filing his nomination papers from Kerala's Wayanad today. The constituency goes to polls in phase 2 of the 26th of April. A sitting MP, Gandhi, had won the 2019 Lok Sabha contest, defeating his closest rival from the CPI by over 4 lakh votes. This time, however, the stage is set for a three-way battle with the BJP entering the electoral fray as well. Gandhi conducted a roadshow ahead of his nomination filing. He was accompanied by his sister Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and senior Congress leaders. Wayanad's CPI candidate Annie Raja also filed her nomination. Kerala Chief Minister Vijayan had earlier hit out at Gandhi for putting up his candidature against the left. K. Surendran is the BJP candidate. Rahul Gandhi also addressed his constituency, saying he doesn't treat the constituency as an electorate, but like his family.
We do from all families. I have received love and affection. I have learned so much from my brothers, my sisters. It has been an honor for me to be your member of parliament. I don't treat you and think of you like an electorate. I treat you and think of you the same way I think of my little sister Priyanka over here.
Joining me now is Congress spokesperson Swathi Chandrashekar, BJP spokesperson Anuja Kapoor and Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson Shubh Malhotra. Anuja Kapoor, if I can come to you first, a lot of questions coming in for the BJP and the government. In the Indian Express today, there was a report that since 2014, 25 opposition leaders facing corruption probes have crossed over to the BJP. 23 of them got reprieve. SY Quraishi, the former election commissioner, also raising concerns that if ED, CBI, the IT department go ahead, freeze accounts, carry out raids, arrest leaders during the poll campaign, this causes irreparable damage to the poll process. How do you respond to this?
Jai Shri Ram, Parikshit ji, and good evening to my panel. This is an allegation. So I think this should be, first of all, very clear. This is an allegation. How does BJP put a role in this forward? When the courts, the courts, quash the case or close the case, how is it when there is nothing from the BJP putting any kind of an affidavit, any kind of an application in furtherance of that case? How is it possible that when we are asking from an ED's probe, in Congress time, when the allegations has been started, the prosecutrix from the Congress does not provide any papers in further. So when there is an furtherance, when we see, when the courts are giving the closure reports, and we see around, if we see in Pratap Sarnaik, the closure report was given by EOW, not by the ED. If we see in Hemant Biswa Sharma, the case is still open and it is not closed. It has not closed. If we see in Hassan Mushrif, again we see he was being protected by the court because he approached the courts and he was being given the interim relief. He was given the protection.
But Anuja Kapoor, doesn't this raise the question whether you say the probe is open or not, or you say that this is a legal process in court, but it shows that the BJP, when it comes to electoral victory, when it comes to jeetne ki sambhavna, is open to anyone and everyone, no matter what the credentials might be, whether there might be a criminal probe or not.
The elections are fair, the elections are just. The votes are being given by the people, not by the election parties. I don't know what's wrong and where it is wrong. The EDs are doing their jobs. I have said it many times. BJP is the party of JP Nadda. How does the BJP get involved in CBI and ED? It is not a caged parrot here. I'm sorry. It has an open stream like we see in Indian Air Force. During that time, it used to carry Congress. People used to cut cake in their planes. Now, Indian Air Force, you have seen and you will abide with us. What is the defense we are in? The defense system is strong because the Indian Army has a full stand. So, Parikshit, I think
let me get in reactions now.
Clear on this.
Okay. Anuja Kapoor, let me get in reactions now from Shubh Malhotra of the Aam Aadmi Party and also the Congress spokesperson here. Shubh Malhotra, let me ask you, how does the release of Sanjay Singh helped the Aam Aadmi Party. We believe that there was a press conference scheduled at 4 p.m. That has been delayed to later this evening. But the Enforcement Directorate did not object to the bail in the Supreme Court. The SC went on to say that there is no money trail here. Nothing has been found so far. What's going to be the Aam Aadmi Party's next move now?
Well, I think the first thing that this proves is that this bail that came through proves is, Sanjay Singh is the first leader in all of 10 years of Modi government to have been given bail in a case by ED without actually joining the Bharatiya Janata Party. So, that in itself says a lot. And with respect to, says a lot in connection to this particular article I have from Indian Express that has done this expose that how the BJP's washing machine functions against opposition leaders who just joined BJP. And, Praful Patel, we know the case has been closed. Chhagan Bhujbal, the file has been lost. So the case has been closed. Ajit Pawar joined BJP. And after that, Pawar chakki piecing used to be said about him by Devendra Fadnavis. But then he joined BJP. Again, he went to the washing machine. And now he's sitting as the head of Maharashtra. So, all of these things are very evident that there is a proper persecution in place. Now, with respect to the proper persecution of non-BJP governments in place. And that is particularly in the forefront with respect to the so-called liquor scam, because it is just allegations. And this bail of Sanjay Singh and what you're talking about with respect to ED not contesting bail. See, the courts were very clear yesterday that if you are going to contest the bail, then you are going to have to present evidence that he actually is involved. And that is why ED was not able to contest the bail, because they do not have any evidence. They could not present any evidence against Sanjay Singh in the Liquorgate case. And the same modus operandi with, the witness, first the kingpin, then becomes witness and gives 10 statements saying that I do not know Sanjay Singh, I have not had any transactions with him. And 11th statement, he says that, yes, he buckles basically under ED's pressure and says that, yes, now I'm going to incriminate him because I want to get free from jail. That is what has happened. And in any case, what the courts have done yesterday is basically in under PMLA.
Okay.
It's very difficult to get a bail.
I'll have to hold you on for a moment. Let me quickly get in the Congress spokesperson before we wrap, because we are also getting an exclusive interaction with Mr. SY Quraishi. He will be joining us in a little while from now. But let me go across to the Congress spokesperson, Swathi Chandrashekar. Today, Rahul Gandhi filed his nomination from Wayanad, but it seems that some of the opposition leaders are not happy with it. The CPI leader, D. Raja, a short while back said that nobody understands why is he contesting the election from Wayanad. And the BJP is also going to make this fight very tough. Smriti Irani is going to be accompanying the state BJP president, Surendran, when he files his nomination. And the party is saying that if Rahul Gandhi wins Wayanad again, then he will make sure there is no development in the constituency, just the way things were in Amethi. So here the BJP is going to make it very tough for Rahul Gandhi in Wayanad as well. And some of the other opposition allies of the Congress not happy with this decision as well.
Parikshit, namaskar. Bharat Mata ki jai. I so wish BJP also take this line instead of all the time telling Shri Ram ki jai. It's also better that BJP takes Bharat Mata ki jai also. First thing you mentioned about the debate was on ED and ID. Of course, we'll come to that later. I'll take the question that is posed to me. Rahul Gandhi contesting from Wayanad. This is a democratic country, Parikshit. So any leader has the right to contest from any of the constituencies that is given under the constitution. So point number one. And with respect to Amethi, we also understand that in the past, Indira Gandhi had lost elections. In the past, big leaders from BJP had lost elections. So this is a game of democracy. This is a game of voting. And I think we should respect whatever the decision that was given or the mandate that was given by the people. But that doesn't mean that the doors of Amethi or Raebareli or Uttar Pradesh is closed for Congress. And with respect to Wayanad, Rahul Gandhi contesting from Wayanad. Let me tell you something very clearly, especially after Rahul Gandhi contesting from Wayanad. I want to give you the data of the development that he has actually made in the constituencies. With respect to a new institution coming to the state to maintaining the roads and other things, he has actually excelled in his duty. This is something which is very clear. I'm sure that BJP might oppose me telling that this is a state subject and a central subject. As an MP, right from utilizing his MP lags, he has done his duty very well, especially from the constituency that he has been representing. And one more thing, you also mentioned
Swathi, I'll request you to hold on. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you in just a bit. We have to take a break at this point. When we return, we'll go across to Mr. SY Quraishi for a one-on-one conversation, and then we will return to all our guests for a closing comment. We are taking a break, but don't go anywhere. A conversation with SY Quraishi, the former Chief Election Commissioner, coming up. Welcome back. You're watching News Center. Today, we turn the spotlight on the role of the Election Commission in the run-up to the Lok Sabha election. Apart from ensuring free and fair polls, one of its other big mandates is to ensure a key level playing field for all parties ahead of the campaigning season. Joining us now to take this conversation forward is SY Quraishi, former Chief Election Commissioner. Mr. Quraishi, thank you very much for joining us. Do you feel the manner in which this election is taking place? There are countries like the United States, Germany, the United Nations. They have raised questions about the poll process, about the arrest of leaders. Is this a level playing field that we're working in, according to you, Mr. Quraishi?
Well, there are two different issues. How the world is looking at us, which is a different matter. But whether level playing field is being observed and how important it is, I would like to say that level playing field is sacrosanct. And Election Commission has to enforce that whatever it takes, because that is the basic thing about elections, and which is why there are so many in the provision. The model code itself has the exclusive chapter dedicated to the party in power. It puts restrictions, all kinds of restrictions on the party in power to ensure that the incumbency advantage which the ruling party has is neutralized. You know, just to give an example, no minister can travel in the office staff car. Their flags disappear, their beacon on their cars are taken away. The top leaders for photographs and posters and hoarding, they're removed from public places. So the whole purpose is level playing field, and whatever is coming in the way, Election Commission has to take notice of it.
Right. The powers of the ED, the CBI, the IT department at this point, a lot of political parties have been saying that their accounts are being frozen, especially the Congress party, and this affects their campaigning, the amounts they can allot to particular candidates. Raids taking place, key candidates continuing to be in jail. This affects the election for the opposition. Do you feel the ED has the powers to advise or tell the Enforcement Directorate or the IT department to take permission or at least inform the EC before taking any action?
Well, not just inform, the EC surely has the power to even stop them. In fact, in 2019, they had advised the ED to ensure that they do not disturb the level playing field. And now ED, they may have some cases, IT cases. These cases have been going on for months and years. And why the hell can't they wait for 2 more months? So obviously, the prima facie, now if you debar a senior leader, imagine a top leader of our country debarred from campaigning for one day. How much adverse effect does it have? So here, the leaders were put in jail, which could have waited. The parties were funds frozen for 39-year-old case and a 7-year-old case which could have waited. They cannot. How will they campaign? So you are throttling their campaign physically and financially. It is definitely not acceptable. And the election commission can surely question them. Why? Why? The first question they have to ask, why can't it be? They're not terrorists. Only in the case of national security, only in the case of terrorists, they'll run away. You have to take prompt action now, right now. Something which has been going on for months and years. Suddenly, you realize that it is inevitable, and you must get hold of them, their account and their persons. I think it is highly objectionable.
Right. Mr. Quraishi, we have seen the Congress and different political parties appeal before the Election Commission to unfreeze these accounts, release political leaders, stop investigations by ED and IT department at this point in time. What are the powers that the Election Commission that it can exercise when it gets pleas of these kinds?
No, it will not say that stop all investigations or unfreeze the account. They will only say that do not take precipitate action now. If some inquiry has been going on, let it go on, but please take it up after the elections are over. After all, you have to see whether heavens are falling. If you do not freeze the accounts, what heavens will fall? And if you do not arrest these leaders, what heavens will fall in those 2 months? So this is the question they have to answer. Our rule that we follow in the Election Commission always, that something which can wait, must wait. And something which cannot wait, surely Election Commission is sensible enough to understand that and will permit it. But in this case, something in the ongoing cases, long drawn out cases which have been going on, and suddenly this is definitely affecting their free and fair election, which requires level playing field.
Mr. Quraishi, one more question that I have before we close. One more question. Does this set a bad precedent for the future elections? And also, what do you think? As you've said, that in 2019, the Election Commission had sent an advisory to the Revenue Department. You yourself have written in your article in the Indian Express that you had sent a message to Manohar Parrikar before the induction of a particular candidate just ahead of the election. Now, what do you think is stopping the Election Commission from acting right now? And what kind of a precedent does this set for future?
Yeah, that's a very important question. You mentioned Manohar Parrikar's case. In fact, that's a very beautiful case to cite, because when we heard that he is going to induct the candidate, it was a by-election, that he was going to induct that candidate into his cabinet, which would have given that candidate undue advantage, because a minister surely is likely to get more votes. We sent him an advisory, and he called me up the next morning very angrily saying that this is his constitutional right. I said, surely it is your constitutional right. We are not questioning that. You can appoint anybody in the Council of Ministers anytime. However, there is a model code, and if you see respect its sanctity, if you can defer it by the 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that will be nice. And I'm so respectful. I salute him that he not only accepted the advice, he came out with a great statement that I sacrifice my constitutional right at the altar of the
All right. We seem to be losing that audio with Mr. Quraishi. Mr. Quraishi, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for those conversation. I'd like to take that finally with Congress spokesperson Swathi Chandrashekar. Swathi, you were speaking at that point and we had to interrupt. But you also wanted to make a larger point about the Enforcement Directorate, which the former Chief Election Commissioner was also making. How has the action of the investigating agencies hampered the campaigning power of the Congress right now?
Parikshit, I think we need to get back to the data. From 2005 to 2023, about 147 political leaders have been questioned by ED. And from 2014 to till date, 121 political leaders have been questioned out of that, and which there is not even a single BJP member into it. I seriously want to question BJP, who talks about democracy, who talks that they are the flag bearers of Naya Bharat. Please let us know that, including one CM, a former chief minister, 14 former ministers, MPs, MLAs, and 7 TMC leaders, 5 from Congress, 26 persons from other opposition parties. Is there that BJP has not found a single BJP leader who is at crime, or ED has actually forgotten that there people who come into BJP party, they all, as our president mentioned very clearly, that they become BJP is a washing machine, and everybody who comes here becomes so purified that no government agencies can actually question them, or they are under this purview. So something to mention very clearly, as Mr. very clearly mentioned, that this could have been this could have been held, especially till elections. Why ED and IT is active only during elections? Why are they active during Lok Sabha elections? Why are they active during state elections? So what is this ED and IT gets activated, or what is this energy booster that they get, especially during elections? I think for the sake of democracy, for the sake of future of this country,
fine.
Questioned.
We've run out of time, Swathi. I have to take one quick question from all our spokespersons. Anuja, if you can give us one quick remark before we wrap, and then one remark to Shubh Malhotra.
So quickly, I would like to pick up the 2 questions which have been thrown at me. First of all, related to the Sanjay Singh. Sanjay Singh is not the one who is being acquitted. He's an accused, and he's just on bail. And the courts have said that this cannot be taken as a precedent. And this is just an ED is giving you a concession on this. So I think this is one remark I'm giving to the Sanjay Singh spokesperson. The second, for the Congress, I'm sorry, whatever is happening with you is the one which you deserve on your own cost. You should have paid your tax, and the accounts are not been frozen. All your accounts are not been frozen. It's just this, you have not shown the hidden money which you have been getting from all these sides. And one more thing for your Wayanad. I would like to speak for SDPI, the ones who are supporting you. You said that the PFI is not the ones you will ban, and in Karnataka you talk about Bajrang Dal. Now the people who are coming out clean here on the debates should not show their faces when they talk about ED and so many things. So I am just trying to, I'm just trying to put forward is where the Congress are talking should not be showing their face out here on the contents.
Yes, Parikshit.
All right, Anuja. Shubh Malhotra, one final comment to you. Go ahead.
See, the agitation of BJP is so palpable in the show also, and on the ground also, because they've been now in recent times, all the series of events that have happened, they've been big blows to Bharatiya Janata Party, starting from the India Alliance meeting that we had on 31st of March, which gathered huge crowd against the illegal arrest of CM Arvind Kejriwal. And over there also the question was raised with respect. I was listening to Mr. Quraishi very carefully, and the questions were raised